Don't be villains and be careful when you flash it. And when you
Greetings!
don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings.
Good morning!
When you play the game, man, you better know your options. Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy.
It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee.
Get it in, time to show and prove, show you what I've been doing.
They saying fools rush shit. Coming with a brown to get to know you while you're thinking that I'm asking. I like to get it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's early in the morning, I just woke up out my sleep, threw some water on my face.
And it's just another day in the Golden State. Hey!
Tossing and turning on, time for insomnia. I know the best way to make it is to cut the drama and give it my all if all I do is what I promise. And even if I fail, at least I was honest. See, I can only do what's in my power to do, and what good is this power if I use it like a fool? If I wanna make it to the top, I gotta study clues, or I can sit back and just watch the news. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be your winner, you can never stop me. Don't try to photocopy, you can never top me. I was born to be your winner, you can never stop me. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing. And when you play the game, man, you better know your options.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I ain't even had my coffee. Don't be wrapped up in your feelings and be careful when you flashing.
And when you play the
game,
hey, DJ.
Don't try to photocopy when you out here being saucy. It's getting too spicy, I ain't even had my coffee. I just put my watch on.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the show time. Alright, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Ginger, thank you. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show started. You know exactly why we are here.
I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle.
Yeah, I do. Clockwise, good morning, Dallas. Good morning, DJ. Good morning. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday. Leo, good morning.
It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running.
It's Terry. Thank you so much.
I'll be back.
Attacking. We got a celebrity in the house attacking.
It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
So glad you can hang out with us, alright?
You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas.
Sharon, good morning.
I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming out we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. That algorithm turned me to a maniac. Let's be going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my plastic. And if they use my ex to me, they last me.
Let's go.
They gon' keep me pockets if they test me.
Good morning, Tara.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off this spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I've gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Oh, you have it?
It was radical. it was horrible.
Oh, you from the Bay? What part of the Bay you from? Alright, engineer. Oh!
It's like deja vu.
I'm out here in the Bay too. Where you at? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Alright, let's go ahead and kill the music. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. DJ, go ahead and kill the music. Alright, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Thunderdome. I am your host, I am your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. Yes, good morning, everyone, alright? We are here once again to conclude an incredible week of amazing coverage, all right? Especially when it comes to Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, all right? But before we get started with that, let's take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. Greetings, Fuzzard. The first H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm honest. There's nobody more honest than me on social media, all right? Just imagine. I always keep my hand on a stack of Bible, so I have no reason to lie, right? That's the first H. The second H, that's because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Good morning, Southern Delight. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. Now, just because your feelings are hurt, it does not mean I owe you an apology. Okay, you're in South City. Shout out to South City out here in the Bay. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain You guessed it, the most handsome. Oh, wait a second. We got a MAGA demon in here. MAGA Train 2.0. Snuggles owns you. Go debate him. You scart. MAGA Train. Maybe you haven't heard the news, but Snuggles is no longer. Yeah, I've eliminated him and I've destroyed him. I don't know what you're on, but you need to get off of it ASAP. And you need to tell Snuggles to give you a refund. All right? Because I get it. You got a degree from Snuggles University, MAGA Train. But get this, Snuggles got his degree from guess where? From Trump University. And you know how that ended. Right?
Struggle bubbles.
Get him out of here.
Struggle pancakes. Struggle honey buns. Struggle in the way. Yeah. He's a struggler.
He's a struggler. Anybody that follows Snuggles is deranged, all right? And you have actually, you have negative credibility in this kingdom. If I were you, I'd pipe down. I'd sit my special behind down and listen to this special broadcast if I were you, all right? Now, many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, there's never a day where we don't have evidence of Trump supporters committing crimes and doing dirty, disgusting, evil things, especially the conservative men, right, Ange? Good morning, Ange. These conservative men have what we call conservative men syndrome for now, right? Unless I come up with a better way to describe it. And boy, oh boy, when we play MAGA or not later today, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, if you're a Trump supporter now, you might not want to be a Trump supporter after we play MAGA or not. Because see, I tell you, you just can't, there's no way to describe the stuff that we're seeing, right, Ange? We got these conservative men out here doing a bunch of nasty, evil things, and they hide behind Donald Trump and MAGA when they do it, all right? All right, now listen up. Like I said, we're covering our friends on the right, and listen, if you're a Trump supporter and you're allergic to the truth, you're allergic to the facts, as my good friend, Brother Swervin, likes to say, you're lactose intolerant, you might want to leave this live and go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts. You know who they are, Snuggles. Hang out with those fake TikTok Christians, the Russian bears. Hang out with those fake TikTok attorneys, okay? Because they're going to lie to you, but not over here. We're not going to lie to you. We're going to tell you the truth. And you know what? We don't care if it makes you lose your appetite. All right? We don't care if it makes you cry today. We really don't. All right? So if you don't want to cry and you don't want to hear the truth, leave this live and go on about your miserable, miserable morning. All right? But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. Now the gloves are officially off, MAGA. And so you're here at your own risk. I advise you to buckle up because we're going on a nice little ride today on Friday. All right. Now we know where this guy is. We know where this orange clown is at right now. He's in a courtroom right now fighting for his life. I don't know why we still give this man Secret Service. He doesn't need Secret Service. G-Man! My man G-Man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. He does not need Secret Service. He needs to be in a jail cell and he needs to be put there immediately. Especially after his remark about Charlottesville. Yesterday, he came out of court, said it was an amazing day of testimony, and then he somehow ended up bringing up Charlottesville. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. And we're not going to let him escape. We're not going to let him get away with this one.
What's happening on the front having to do with Palestine and Israel and protests and hate, anger. Biden is sending an absolutely horrible message. Horrible, horrible message. He has no idea how to message. He can't speak. He can't put two sentences together. He doesn't know what to do. This is not our president. This is somebody that shouldn't be doing what he's doing because he can't do it. He can't do it well. we're having protests all over. He was talking about Charlottesville. Charlottesville was a little peanut and was nothing compared, and the hate wasn't the kind of hate that you have here. This is tremendous hate, and we have a man that can't talk about.
So he's saying Charlottesville was a peanut compared to the Palestinian protesters. See, Donald, once again, you've put your foot in your mouth and proved to the world that you're your own worst enemy. I am so happy that President Biden's existence causes you to do this to yourself. You can't blame Biden for any of this. This is self-inflicted. Listen to what he says again, ladies and gentlemen. This is disgusting.
Peanut, and it was nothing peanut what to do. This is not our president. This is somebody that shouldn't be doing what he's doing because he can't do it. He can't do it well. We're having protests all over. He was talking about Charlottesville. Charlottesville was a little peanut, and it was nothing compared, and the hate wasn't the kind of hate that you have here. This is tremendous hate, and we have a man that can't talk about it because he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand what's going on with our country. He doesn't understand that all over the world we're being laughed at as a country.
Because the fact that he's mentioning Charlottesville has to make his campaign cringe at this point, right? Like, that just brings back all those bad memories about that issue that was a really bad issue for him at the time. I was in the White House when all that was unfolding, and to bring that back now was a big mistake. Well,
To bring it all up was a big mistake. To bring Charlottesville back up, Donald Trump, it was a huge mistake. Maybe you don't remember because your memory is kind of taking a you-know-what while you're sitting in court. But that remark that you made about Charlottesville, Donald Trump, is the exact same reason why Joe Biden beat your special behind during the 2020 election. And this is why he's going to beat you again, because you just don't know when to zip it. That MAGA demon is raging inside of you. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to address this matter. All right, I do want to address the remarks made by defendant Donald Trump regarding the 2017 white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. Thank you, steak winner, cut it out. I'm assuming that's Snuggles, all right? His comparison of that tragic event to ongoing pro-Palestinian campus protests is deeply troubling and warrants our condemnation. In a moment of crisis, leaders are called upon to unite, heal, and inspire hope. Unfortunately, defendant Donald Trump, who's also our former president, recent comments have fallen short of this responsibilities. Let us dissect his words and reaffirm our commitment to justice, empathy, and unity. Let's talk about the Charlottesville tragedy. In August of 2017, while Donald Trump was president, we all remember it, white nationalists descended upon Charlottesville chanting hate-filled slogans and clashing with anti-racist protesters. The violence culminated in a car ramming into a peaceful group, resulting in the unaliving of a young woman and injuries to many others. Trump's initial response, equating, quote, very fine people on both sides, was a painful moment for our nation. Now let's fast forward to what's going on today with these campus protests. Fast forward today, where pro-Palestinian campus protests call for a ceasefire in the war Israel launched after the H attack. These students exercise their right to free speech, advocating for peace and justice. Trump's comparison of these protests to the Charlottesville tragedy minimizes the gravity of both events and undermines the fight against hate and discrimination. This is a failure of leadership on multiple fronts when we're talking about Donald Trump. Leadership demands accountability, and Trump's refusal to disavow extremist groups like the Proud Boys, the Patriot Front, the Boogaloo Boys, and several of these other groups, these racist groups, and his history of courting extremists raises serious concerns. As citizens, we must reject his divisive rhetoric once again and stand up against anti-Semitism, Racism and hate in all forms, bigotry and misogyny, all of this we must stand up and against. So in closing, ladies and gentlemen, let us all come together once again, all right, and join me in giving dangerous, seditionist, treasonous, traitorous defendant Donald J. Trump what he deserves this bright and early on a Friday morning while he is in court. All right, join me in giving him our first honorable round of what? Booze and shame. Thank you, Sandy.
Silence! You never demon!
It's a sad day when you should be focusing on your court case that's going on, and the only thing you can do is come outside of these court. Good morning, Yazzie. Hope you're doing good and hope you had a great birthday. The only thing that you can do is come out and cause more divisiveness in this country. They like to say it was Barack Obama who was the most divisive president. No, Obama was not. This orange clown is the most divisive president in U.S. history. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen, because you know we got so many different topics to cover with this knucklehead right here. Donald Trump is getting destroyed in this trial by two surprising witnesses. Right, Ange? All right. If you were to guess heading into Donald Trump's criminal trial, which witnesses would end up putting the biggest dent in him, you probably would say Michael Cohen or maybe even Stormy Daniels. And by the time those two finish testifying, that could well end up being the case. But in the meantime, two other surprising witnesses are dismantling Trump already. The first is David Pecker, who was expected by outside observers to merely corroborate Cohen's upcoming testimony in advance. Instead, Tuesday, Pecker spent a good amount of time confessing that he and Trump conspired to rig the 2016 election with their scheme. Let's say it together, MAGA. MAGA, are you out there, you Trump supporters? Him and David Pecker conspired together to do what? To rig the 2016 election.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
No. He should have said it's a rigged election. It's the only way that he'll win. Okay, and they rigged it from start to finish by running strategically timed fake stories about everyone from Ted Cruz to Hillary Clinton. This testimony alone establishes that when Trump cooked his own books, it was with the intent of covering up a larger crime, and it puts Trump on track for a, guess what? It puts him on track to be convicted. But that's only half of it. The second witness who's destroying Donald Trump right now is Karen McDougal, who hasn't even taken the stand yet. McDougal has kept a very low public profile as of late, but she has had a far lengthier affair with Donald Trump than Stormy Daniels did. Pecker is testifying once again about how the National Enquirer brought McDougal's story with no intention of running it, specifically to keep news of their affair from hurting Trump during the 2016 election. So not only did Trump and Pecker criminally conspire to use fake news to rig the 2016 election, they also conspired to bury real news stories. When Karen McDougal takes the stand, she'll no doubt corroborate everything that David Pecker is saying. We're looking at a scenario where the testimony of Pecker and McDougal alone will be more than enough to convince the jury to convict Donald Trump on these 34 felony charges. By the time Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels take the stand later, prosecutors will just be piling it on. But their testimony will be crucial. But while Trump will be convicted, this kind of piling on could be what lands, you guessed it, Donald Trump in prison. They're piling it on for a reason. It's because they want to put Donald Trump in prison where he belongs. All right. And so listen up, ladies and gentlemen. I want you all to help MAGA get this. They're in denial right now. They never thought this day in history would come where Donald Trump would be charged. They didn't think this would happen, but here he is. He's charged, all right, 34 times in New York. They never thought that they would go to court before the election. Well, here we are. He's in court before the election. And they don't think that Donald Trump will get convicted and sent to prison. But guess what? That Trump train that they are on, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and pull that Trump train over and tell everyone to get off of that thing because it ain't going anywhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters once again what they deserve. Another round of boos and shame because they don't get it. Donald Trump is a criminal, and we will prove it to you every square inch. Let's give him a round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
All right, listen. People say that I'm a Trump hater. Yes, I am a Trump hater.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater.
Yes, that's me. When you think of someone that hates Donald Trump, you look at it, just go ahead and say, yeah, that's what Zeus is. Oh, you too, Ange? Yeah. We don't got TDS over here. We got the Trump hating thing going on over here, all right? And I want you all to understand, he did it to himself. People say, well, how did Trump do this to himself, Zeus? Prove it. And I firmly believe it. If Donald Trump would have simply went away after Joe Biden beat him, I don't think he would have any of these problems. I don't think he would have. If the Senate would have convicted him on those two impeachments, he would have never had the opportunity to steal classified documents. He would have never had the opportunity to lead an insurrection the way that he did as president. But because you refuse to hold Donald Trump accountable, the rest of the country is going to do it. And we're going to make sure he's held accountable every square inch. All right. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to our next topic. Judge Chutkan has a silver lining option to let guess who? Jack Smith show evidence against Donald Trump. Donald Trump may have successfully delayed his federal election subversion case to avoid a pre-election trial, but the judge in that case has a silver lining option that will still allow special counsel Jack Smith to present evidence to the American public. All right. And this is what they're saying could be the possible way to do it. All right. According to a legal analyst, Joyce Vance. All right. She says, quote, "We don't know for certain whether Chief Justice Robert is and how he will vote. But here we go. If this comes to a decision that some conduct does get immunity and the trial judge must make those rulings, there is one possible silver lining. Judge Chutkan could hold an evidentiary hearing on remand to facilitate her decision." All right. That would mean briefs and even live testimony where the government would get to lay out all of its evidence against Trump. It's not a full trial followed by a jury verdict, but if this case isn't going to trial, it would be one way of getting more information about Donald Trump's conduct out of public for consumption, she says. The House January 6th committee hearings gripped the nation. The special counsel, with access to the powers of an investigative grand jury and the possibility of more cooperating witnesses, especially from those who have been charged, would have even a larger story to tell. So all hope is not lost. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hope Judge Tanya Chutkan does the right thing and let Jack Smith have that evidentiary hearing so that we, the American people, can know all of the stuff that Donald Trump did on and around January 6th. There's not going to be a Trump 2024 unless you're talking about Donald Trump going to prison. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. Another round of boos and shame. Because while they're trying to delay this trial, we're going to make sure all the evidence gets out anyway, so that by the time you and I go and vote, we'll know just how criminal Donald Trump and his supporters really are. Let's give them another round of boos and shame. I see there's some dissension in my comment section out there. Listen, if you don't like the way that I'm running this live, you must not have heard the message at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Wait a second. Daryl, did you say I need a pacifier, Daryl? Are you talking to Zeus, or are you having another one of your little moments to yourself where you just make outbursts because you don't know what the heck you're talking about? Daryl, I would hate to have to bring you up right now and get you to explain yourself, champ. If I were you, I'd pipe down. Oh, you did. Okay, let's talk, Daryl. Oh, Daryl. Ladies and gentlemen, Daryl only has 33 followers and is a loser. You know, Donald Trump likes suckers and losers, right? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Nasty Daryl with his 33 followers because he's too scared to go get his main account and come in here and talk to Big Zeus. All right? Join me in giving Daryl what he deserves. Another round of boos and shame. Daryl, stop it. Come on, bro. You know, I don't get it. Why are Trump supporters angry these days? Aren't they winning? Oh my God, this is so funny. You know what makes me laugh, ladies and gentlemen? This is like a little guilty pleasure of mine. I really get a kick out of watching Donald Trump come out of the courtroom every day. It makes me laugh because I know the energy levels, right? The energy levels every day, they're going to go all the way down to normal, right? All this little stuff he's doing to try to make himself seem very strong and tough. After being in that courtroom for all these days, all these weeks, listening to everyone say everything that they know about you to the judge, jury. Yeah, you're going to come out real tired and knowing everything you say, it's going to go straight to the judge. Everything you say goes straight to the judge. And by the time you get to court the next day, you're going to have a conversation about it. I love it. Don't you just love the United States of America? How much time do we got? All right. Let's talk about George Conway argues that the Supreme Court could be protecting Joe Biden. All right. For many people who found the oral arguments at the Supreme Court yesterday disconcerting for what appeared to be the justices' openness of the idea that a president, including Donald Trump, could be above the law in some official capacities, lawyer and pundit George Conway takes a classic debater's position and argues that there are positives to be taken from the high court's approach. Conway characterized the Supreme Court's decision as abstract, like a law school seminar where the justices were trying to lay groundwork for a durable concept of presidential immunity that could last for the next 300 years. That was disliked by those who believe the focus should be on the actual case before them, which is, what Donald Trump did. Conway asserts that contrary to the interpretations of many, the court working this way towards a durable definition of immunity scope could mean less risk of authoritarianism in the United States, not more, as Trump detractors fear this will be the case if he is not subject to a trial for his actions. Quote, in trying to get the scope of immunity right in a way that goes beyond the specific facts of the current case, Conway implies that the court could be creating guardrails that will prevent future chaos of the type that Trump's lawyers are envisioning. Quote, I don't think there is any justice if they were saying yay or nay on this case with these facts. I don't know if there are any justices who would say that Trump can't be prosecuted for this conduct. All right? And I agree. I don't think they're going to end up ruling that Donald Trump can pretty much turn the White House, right, into a trap house, right? He might as well, if you're going to do the crime, might as well just go all the way in, right? And we know that's not what they're going to do. This is unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen. And I promise you, Donald Trump will be prosecuted for what he did, as it relates to those crimes surrounding January 6th. He will be, all right? And it's just going to take some time. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, even though they think this is a bad thing, it's actually it's a good thing, because we're still going to get to the bottom of this. And we're going to come up with an even stronger meaning of what presidential immunity is, so that folks like Donald Trump will never, ever be able to do what they did when he was president, which is terrorize this country with his lies, with his schemes. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves once again. Actually, and give Daryl out there and all these other Trump supporters in my comments some too. Join me in giving them another round of booze and shame. Mr. 80, can you stop typing Trump in my comment? Can you all stop typing Trump in my comment section? Seriously, can y'all act like y'all know more than one word in the English language? We get it. Hello, Gina, nice to see you. We get it. We get it. You don't know anything other than Trump. We get it. He has all 10 in. You know what this is how these Trump supporters, this is all they think. I haven't done this in a while. But listen, Daryl, this was for you.
Just keep thinking Trump, Trump, Trump. Trump is your daddy.
Right? That's all you got. That's all you got. Y'all have nothing. You have nothing to run on. You can't say Trump was good at anything, can you? He had the audacity this morning before he goes into court. I just want to say, happy birthday, Melania. I would love to be there with you, but I'm here at this ridiculous court, this ridiculous court case that I got going on. I would love to be there with you, Melania. Newsflash, Donald Trump. Newsflash, let me tell you something, champ. Do you think Melania wants you to be celebrating her birthday with her in the middle of all of these stories that she's hearing about the affairs you were having behind her back? He is so desperate, ladies and gentlemen. He's willing to throw his wife under the bus just to save his rear end, just to get a little extra sympathy. He's not a man. That's a coward. How dare you do such a thing, Donald Trump? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Donald Trump what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame, because that's not how you celebrate your wife's birthday, by giving such a ridiculous statement. Let's give Donald Trump another round of booze and shame.
Silence!
You cannot make this stuff up, folks. I mean, I wish I was making all of these things up, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not. These are real live things that are occurring in this country. And I know a lot of people, they're so busy with their lives. They got to go to work. They got to take care of their kids, and they can't keep up with all of this. They just go onto these platforms like Facebook and Twitter. And if you go under there, you got to realize a majority of the stuff on those platforms is right-leaning. It's conspiracy theory driven, and it's not true, right? So then they come over here and they're going, wow, what the heck is going on? We've never heard all this information coming out. And I'm like, yeah, get off of those websites. All right. Anyone out there that's telling you Donald Trump is somehow a victim, that's probably some Russian misinformation or disinformation. It's propaganda. All of the stuff Donald Trump is dealing with right now is self-inflicted. Joe Biden and the Democrats had nothing to do with it. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If it was up to me, he'd have been gone. If it was up to me, Trump would have been gone. So it ain't me. You ain't the Democrats. We would have got rid of this guy a long time ago. This is what happens when the Republican Party comes to the conclusion that Donald Trump is no good and they got to take care of their own. We just happen to be having front row seats. And I'll give you a good example of that, all right? This is a good way to talk about that. Okay, so you all know who Hope Hicks is, right? They're saying Hope Hicks has the ability to hurt Donald Trump the most. Now, I'm going to ask you all a question, and I'm very serious. Is Hope Hicks a proud Democrat? Is Hope Hicks a proud Democrat, ladies and gentlemen? Anyone out there? Is she a proud Democrat? Anyone know who Hope Hicks is? Is she a proud Democrat? Swiftly, thank you. Yeah, nope. Yeah, nope. So whatever Hope Hicks says, ladies and gentlemen, about Donald Trump, that's inside business. That's Republican on Republican crime, right? That's not the Democrats. So I would love to hear a Trump supporter explain to Zeus how Hope Hicks is working for the Democrats. I would love to do that. I mean, this is someone Donald Trump handpicked to be a part of his administration. And you got to trust that Donald Trump knows how to pick good people, right? These are the people Donald Trump chose to surround himself with. All right? Because he wouldn't surround himself with someone like Zeus or Nancy Pelosi. All right? Or these are the people he chose to surround himself with, ladies and gentlemen. And so let's listen up to what Hope Hicks will probably do that hurts Donald Trump.
Then Trump asked me, how's Karen doing? He said, how's Karen doing? So I said, she's doing well. She's quiet. Everything is going good. And here to shed more light on the testimony, Olivia Nuzzi, who is Washington correspondent for New York Magazine. You have been in and out of this courtroom following this so closely all week, and of course, this candidacy and this candidate for a long time. What's this exchange between Trump and Pecker tell you about the Trump White House?
You remember, of course, how chaotic that Trump White House was. It was chaotic the entirety of the 4 years. It ended in chaotic fashion. But that first year in particular, every day it was a new crisis, and there was a real lack of discipline. Not that it really ever got better. But it all makes a lot more sense when you learn that the president, sitting in office, was really preoccupied with the matter of the affairs that he had sought to cover up as he sought the presidency. And it was really stunning to hear from Pecker that he was meeting with Trump in the Oval Office. He was talking about this, and taxpayer-funded officials, people like Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Hope Hicks, were involved in covering up these hush money payments.
Yeah, I mean, to that exact point, Sarah Huckabee Sanders' name coming up, she was a senior White House official at that time. So is Hope Hicks. Hope Hicks, though, we know from our reporting here at CNN, is likely to also testify. Did you get a sense of what she might be willing to, maybe forced to disclose in that kind of testimony? And what is the relationship right now between Trump and Hope Hicks, who at one time was somebody who was basically tied to him at the hip? Everywhere Trump was, Hope Hicks was too. That's no longer the case, but what's that relationship like?
I think that of all of the witnesses that the prosecution will bring in this trial, Hope Hicks will probably hurt Donald Trump the most. I think she's the only witness who might actually get some sort of emotional reaction from Trump sitting there in that courtroom. She was around all the time when I started covering Donald Trump in 2015. I mean, one of my first assignments was to profile Hope Hicks for GQ Magazine. I've known her a long time. A lot of members of the press have known her a long time. She is a very reasonable person, a very intelligent person. She has a photographic memory, nearly, and I think that the jury will find her extremely credible. I don't know what exactly she is going to say, but the fact that she will be testifying for the prosecution, I think, is extremely significant.
Woo! Did I predict this, Newt? We were getting ready to win this election, and then they released Hope Hicks. Oh yeah, MAGA. Another example of just how ridiculous you all look still supporting this guy. You're supporting him more than the people who used to work with him are. It's funny how everyone that was working with him now is sitting there working with the prosecution, explaining what Donald Trump did in terms of his crimes, right? Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do, because these Trump supporters still don't get it. They still don't get it. Those red hats don't make you look smart. It's actually the opposite, all right? So let's help these Trump supporters, ladies and gentlemen, understand what's about to happen. Hope Hicks is going to spill the beans on Donald Trump even more than what's already been spilled by Pecker, because she was there when it all happened, and she's a Republican. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters again another round of booze and shame. Bye-bye, Donald Trump. I just love the fact Donald Trump is going to prison, all right? I don't care which of these 4 cases send him there. If this is the weakest case, goodness gracious, let it do what it does. Hey, if he gets in there and it's just for a day, I'm happy, ladies and gentlemen, right? We're happy if he goes to prison. All right. We're moving along, all right? We got a couple more topics. Actually, you know what? Let's play MAGA or not. Are we ready to play MAGA or not, ladies and gentlemen? Are we ready to play MAGA or not? All right, I'm so sorry, but you know what we got to do. All right, this is trigger warning stuff, all right? So if you're squeamish, you might want to go leave this live and go hang out with Snuggles, all right? Because what we're doing is we play MAGA or not. And what this requires is audience participation. We need full audience participation, all right? You put a 1 in the chat if you think this story, and it's a real story, is a Trump supporter or MAGA. Put a 1 in the chat. You put a 2 if you think it is other. All right, and so far, we've been 110% accurate on this show as a group. So that tells me a lot of people are paying attention to what's going on. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. All right, a former Kewaskum, I don't know how to say that city, right? Officer is accused of some nasty thing, and he appeared in court, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can get some of this going on.
When the doctor told us about my mom's cancer.
All right, you know what to do. You put a 1 in the chat if you think this is MAGA, or you put a 2 if you think this is other. Hold on.
Her support made us feel whole again.
Here we go.
A former Kewaskum cop appeared in court today on bestiality charges. Bill Miston explains the latest legal troubles for the former school resource officer.
34-year-old Steven Rosales made his latest court appearance Wednesday.
This is a high publicity case. He's in the spotlight already. I think that decreases the likelihood of him fleeing.
Charged with bestiality, a quick fall from authority for the former Kewaskum police lieutenant and school resource officer, now in jail clothes and sitting for arguments over bond and whether he's a flight risk.
He knows that if he doesn't appear, if he doesn't comply with the conditions of his bond, things are not going to get better for him.
It began earlier this month. The Kewaskum school superintendent learned Rosales was possibly having an inappropriate relationship with a student. He was charged in that case last week and posted $40,000 bond. But in the days after West Bend police began investigating Rosales, they learned of even more sordid allegations that he performed sex acts on his dog in his Campbellsport home. He was arrested on Monday in this latest case. If released, the married father of one with another child on the way wants to enter mental health treatment and take care of his family.
The pets at home have another place to stay, or if need be, Mr. Rosales can stay at another address. There are protections that we can put in place.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've heard enough. I am utterly disgusted. We all saw what this is a MAGA demon right here. And I saw the results. We all concluded this is MAGA. This is disgusting. A Christian, an officer, they put themselves in these positions of moral authority, right? To make themselves look like they're holier than thou. But when you drill down, this so-called happily married individual, probably married for 32 years, wasn't protecting children, wasn't protecting the dog. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this disgusting animal, I wouldn't even call him an animal, this disgusting creature, not even human, evil devil individual what he deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving this nasty MAGA demon a round of booze and shame. May you rot in hell. Just disgusting. But this is what people think of when they think of MAGA, though. Just the lowest of lows. No reasoning, dangerous individuals. All right. See, they don't like me because I get out here and I tell the truth. Oh, this is childish, Pamela. How's this childish? You want to defend that officer, Pamela? That monster? You want to defend him, huh? I tell you. It's never a dull day in this country, ladies and gentlemen. It never is a dull day. No, Freedom. Don't say please to me. Say please to your leader, your cult leader, Freedom Knight. Had he not done what he did, we wouldn't be having these tough conversations. Had you denounced Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, we wouldn't have to have these kind of lives on TikTok. Holding the mirror up to MAGA and showing you exactly how deranged and out of your minds you really are. Get a grip. Get a grip. I don't allow Trump supporters to be victims around me. Not after all the harm they've caused this country. Absolutely not. Yeah. Now let's move it on before we open up those boxes, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to remind you, Trump supporters, some more bad news is coming your way. You heard it here first. Trump allies are expected to flip on him after the new indictments leave them holding the bag. The far-reaching felony indictments in Arizona for election tampering, combined with Donald Trump's own legal problems, could hasten one or more of the accused to flip on the former president in a race with other co-conspirators to secure the best deal. According to federal prosecutors, the 58-page indictment that names former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, ex-Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani, and lawyer John Eastman, amongst others, came after too long of a period of consideration, but is nonetheless solid. All right. Speaking with others, they said Trump allies and the so-called fake electors are in a world of hurt that could see them headed to jail while unindicted co-conspirator Trump watches from the sidelines. Greetings, Poker Dad. Unable to intercede on their behalf, even if he wins re-election. Focusing on Giuliani and Eastman's, they claim they have faced potential state prison time and added Giuliani has a host of legal problems. He's been sued and there's a judgment against him for defamation. He's looking at issues regarding his law license. I mean, he's charged in the Georgia case and now he has to deal with this. And reportedly, he's broke. As for Eastman, it is in some ways piling on, but that doesn't mean that it's not a right case because they did try to defraud the people of Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, what they are saying is with all this pressure on Donald Trump's co-conspirators, they will, more than likely, they will flip, right? They're going to flip like a... Oh, wait. I must have struck a nerve. What did he say? So spew your hate all you like, not helping your side at all. Steve, this one's for you. Steve, I want you to understand that I am the biggest Trump hater you will ever run across on TikTok. I don't like that. I hate Donald Trump. Yeah. And the gloves are off. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Steve in the audience, as well as his cult leader, Donald Trump, what they deserve. This one's for you, Steve. This one's for you. Another round of what? Booze and shame. Goodbye, Steve. Oh, my God. Hey, Steve, do you still believe there's power in his name?
Preacher me shame. Say it, there is power in Trump's name.
Steve, do you still believe there's power in Trump's name? All right, Steve. Well, listen, go do me a favor, Steve. Go into your bedroom and there's a pillow laying on the bed or on the floor, perhaps, because we don't know what you were doing. And put your face deep in it and cry your life out, all right? Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead and go into that room and keep on crying, all right? You know what you did.
To the Christians.
All right. This is you,
Do not
Steve.
be deceived. Stop thinking that everybody who waves a flag and shouts freedom is your friend and a good person because we have people like this trying to join up in the movements. I found this out the hard way.
That's you, Steve. That's you.
I found it out the hard way. That not everybody is in things for the same reasons you are.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the People's Convoy.
Oh, you were.
And what a fucking disappointment that ended up being.
Keep it clean, lady. All right, keep it
What a
clean.
disappointment to find out that these people that you were with, they weren't like you. They didn't care about the country.
They didn't.
They were a bunch of grifting motherfucking live streamers that wanted to make money off of the people in America
This is you,
who were
Steve.
hardworking and sending their money, little old ladies, old men.
Yes, Steve, this is you.
Paychecks so they could give a little bit of money to help people drive around and shout freedom and fight for freedom. And to find out that it was really for nothing. To find out that the people involved, a lot of the people involved,
Oh my God, Steve, cut it out,
are
Steve.
involved in this convoy right here.
She just came out of the
Really
delusion.
bad people.
Oh, bye, Steve.
They were bad people
They were.
who did not care about the causes that they joined.
Oh,
they used them for their own. Their own.
Get it out. Get it out, Steve.
How sad is that?
Oh, it doesn't.
People who really, really fucking care. There's people who sacrifice for the causes. They sacrifice for the causes.
Oh, Steve,
For real. It's in their hearts. And these kinds of motherfuckers.
Oh, cut it out, Steve. Steve, we were trying to tell you it was going to come down to this, Steve, but you didn't believe us. But I'm glad you figured it out. Go back into your room and keep crying. All right, because I really don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Steve what he deserves. Another round of boos and shame. I don't care, Steve. All right, now let's move it on to the tail end of the show before I open up those boxes, all right? And you know exactly what this is. Is Steve still around? I'm pretty sure that scared him off and he went home crying, all right? But listen, Steve, I want to make sure we end the show on a good note for you, all right? I'm going to tell you what happened on January 6th, all right? I'm going to tell it like it never has been told to you, Steve, all right? So this one's for you, big baby. All right? Now, many of you know Donald Trump lost to Joe Biden in 2020, and he knew he was going to lose, all right? And in an act of desperation to remain in power, he decided to engage in illegal things, all right? But let's talk about some of the things he did before January 6th, all right? When he realized that he was going to lose because the country was in shambles, the economy was tanking, we had a pandemic that was tearing this country to shreds, Americans were losing their life, and he was in the driver's seat as president of these United States. And he failed. He failed us. And so knowing that he wasn't going to get reelected, he decided to do something that was very, very dangerous. He began by planting a seed in the mind of his supporters like Steve out there, all right?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
Right? Remember that, Steve? He told you it was a rigged election, and that was the only way that he would lose. All right? And so what happened after that? Well, we all saw the results of the election. There was no red wave. There was no red wave, Steve. There was a big, I was going to say Democrat, but I'm going to say big blue wall. And Joe Biden was the victor, president-elect. And so Donald Trump, in an act of danger, in an act of desperation, he decides, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to water that seed of doubt that I've planted in the mind of my supporters in order to radicalize them and convert them into my soldiers. Now, how did he do this? Well, on election night, he was supposed to come out and concede. Congratulations, President Biden. Just like Hillary Clinton did to him, right? But he didn't. This is what he said on election night.
He had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right. And so you can hear him, you hear the whining in his voice, you hear the breathing, This is a sign that Donald Trump is lying. When he does this, he's lying. All right? So that was him watering the seed of doubt. He didn't concede, but he went one step further that night.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
And just like that, he convinced his supporters that he actually won with no evidence, just his words. He could make Trump supporters believe anything just by thinking it in his mind. He has power over them, right? And so now that they have been radicalized, they're no longer supporters. They're his soldiers. Yeah, he's the modern day Jefferson Davis. And those who are following him with those red hats are nothing more than Confederate soldiers for Donald Trump. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened. So what does he decide to do now that he has these soldiers ready to do his dirty work? He decides, you know what? Let me go ahead and engage in a little bit of a fake elector scheme. You know what a fake elector scheme is?
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Right. So that's the fake elector scheme in motion. And now Donald Trump needs to get his troops. He wants to mobilize his troops and get them to Washington, D.C. so that they can do what he wants them to do next, which is assault our Capitol. How can I get him to get to Washington, D.C.? Leave that up to me, he says to his inner circle. This is what he does. Attention! All Trump supporters. He's acting like the modern day Jefferson Davis, right? I lost to Joe Biden and I'm very angry right now. You know how he does what he does? I need you to sell everything that you have, all right, and send the proceeds to me. And then I need you to be in Washington, D.C. at this big protest on January 6th. Be there. Will be wild. And you know exactly what happened next, ladies and gentlemen. Like some loyal servants, all of his soldiers decided to meet him at the Capitol on January 6th. How did they get there? Well, some flew, some drove, some even got on the back of horses, perhaps, and took the little carriage all the way to D.C. But you know what? Some actually went a little bit further. They started to pile in the back of these U-Hauls. You see these U-Hauls? Yeah, you know who was getting in the back of those? Trump supporters. You know who I'm talking about. The Patriot Front. The Proud Boys. The Boogaloo Boys. They decided, yes, we're all going to cram in here like some sardines for Donald Trump. And they did exactly that. And you know what? They put on those khaki pants. You can see them right there. And they put on those masks. It was those same masks that you told them to wear that, during the pandemic. Wear the mask. Don't spread your nasty germs. No, don't make me wear that mask, because if you make me wear the mask, I can't breathe. But you had no problem putting those masks on for Donald Trump, did you? See, this is why we know you're a bunch of liars and a bunch of cowards. So they decide to converge on Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen. And we all know what happened when they got to D.C. They received some orders from Lieutenant Marjorie Trader Green, who we all know just may have been responsible for planting those nasty pipe bombs, right? Look at that. We got the evidence of her. Look at that. Match the shoes. Match the shoes. Match the walk. Match everything. It matches. It lines up. I've checked this. I ran through my AI simulator out there. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it would come back green. This is her. And you know what she told them?
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board, and we already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned.
Right. So that's her instructing Donald Trump's soldiers to get prepared to attack the United States Capitol. All right? So what goes on next? His troops are at the ellipse. Donald Trump is at the White House. And he goes to his vice president at the time, Mike Pence. Pence, I have everything in motion. I have the fake elector scheme. Wink, wink. I have my soldiers at the ellipse. Wink, wink. All we need for you to do, Pence, is that stuff you and I talked about. Don't you dare certify those votes for Joe Biden. All right? And leave the rest up to me. What did Pence do? Pence grew a spine that day, and he said, Mr. President, I can't do that. Because in order for me to do that, that would require me to place you above the United States Constitution, a document that our founding fathers fought and bled for, a document that many Americans lost their lives for. And sir, that's a bridge too far. Unfortunately, I can't do that. And you know what Donald Trump did? He got angry with his vice president, called him a nasty P word. You know, the nasty P word that you heard on the Access Hollywood tape. He called his own vice president that. And he leaned into Mike Pence and he said, listen, Mike Pence, you know what your problem is? You're a little too honest. I'll take care of this myself. And he stormed out of the Capitol, out of the office, I mean. He goes to his Secret Service. Secret Service, take me to go meet up with my soldiers at the ellipse. And they said, sir, we don't want to take you there because it'd be dangerous if we did. These folks, they are armed. They got tactical gear. They got bear spray, pepper spray, batons, whips, chains, knuckles. We don't think it's safe for you to go there, Mr. President. And Trump says, how dare you say that to me? Take me to be with my troops. They're not bringing those things to harm me. Take me to be with my soldiers. And because he was the president, Secret Service had no choice but to take him to the ellipse. So we get to the ellipse, ladies and gentlemen, and we all know what happened when we got to the ellipse. Donald Trump decides to get on stage. And he gets on stage, ladies and gentlemen, and you know exactly what he does. He sees the sea of red hats, the sea of Stop the Steal signs, the sea of Trump 2020 flags, and he decides it is now time to encourage my soldiers to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Right. And so With that being said, ladies and gentlemen.
NBC News viewer.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, these are real Trump supporters that listened to Donald Trump's words and began to take him up on his offer. They began to march towards the United States Capitol with everything they could to cause harm. There was a situation that took place. We all remember it. Remember this, ladies and gentlemen? They wanted to unalive our vice president. These folks were there with the intent to cause harm. They wanted to place a dagger at the throat of our democracy, ladies and gentlemen. This is the crime scene, all right? There was a situation that took place where they ran across one of their own. You know who he was, Ray Epps. Remember Ray Epps? They saw Ray Epps and they go, feds, feds, feds. And I said, well, listen, if you believed Ray Epps were the feds, MAGA, make this make sense to me. You mean to tell me you saw the police were there and the FBI and you still chose to break the law? Blaze of glory. Think about that. Why would you break the law when you know not just the police are there, but the FBI is there too? That's like, I'm going to go rob a bank. And you say, you know when the perfect time to rob a bank is? When the police are there and the FBI. That's like the perfect time to do it, right? No, it's not. See, they don't have any answers for me when I ask them that kind of question. You know why? Because they don't know the only answer is you didn't think it all the way through because you were possessed with that MAGA demon. Speaking of MAGA demon, ladies and gentlemen, do you all remember her? Ashley Babbitt? Do you all Freedom Night? Do you remember Ashley Babbitt? All right, Ashley Babbitt. She was also radicalized by Donald Trump that day. And she went to the Capitol with the intent to cause harm. We got Ashley Babbitt, ladies and gentlemen, on record. And listen to what she's saying.
District, why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit that's going on there? You are a complete, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this Margaret Karen. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. You people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party.
Capitol and a mob, there's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue patriots for Trump.
She said it was a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue patriots for Trump. She didn't say it was BLM, Antifa, or the FBI, MAGA. Ashley Babbitt, ladies and gentlemen, was one of Donald Trump's foot soldiers that day who met her fate at the United States Capitol on behalf of Donald Trump. You all remember what happened to Ashley. You hear that? That was the moment right before she lost her life in the battlefield for Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. She was there because of Donald Trump's big lie. She believed it. She was there because Donald Trump invited her, and she lost her life. And what happened? What did her commander-in-chief do after she lost her life in the battlefield?
Some information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
Wow. He didn't even care that his own soldier had lost their life in the battlefield on his behalf. Do you understand why we all get on you about January 6th? This is January 6th to a lot of Americans. There was nothing peaceful and patriotic about this situation. And you Trump supporters know it. All right? And now that we are at the crime scene of January 6th, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about what happened with another soldier that day. Another soldier for Donald Trump. All right? I am not comfortable with winging this. January 6th rioter who assaulted cops with a metal whip has sentencing go haywire after the judge wants to add enhancement not in the plea agreement. A sentencing hearing broke down this week over disagreement about a sentencing enhancement for a self-employed handyman from Texas who admitted to using a metal whip and unloading a can of bear spray on officers during the riots on January 6th. The hearing for Andrew Take, 35, was delayed when his lawyer disputed the judge adding an enhancement to his client's punishment for inflicting bodily injury on an officer based on the officer's testimony he was injured by bear spray. The new enhancement would bring his sentencing range between 87 to 108 months, or 7 to 9 years. That's more than 78 months or 6.5 years that prosecutors sought and was not in the plea agreement, which listed the guidelines between 46 and 57 months. Washington affiliate said his lawyer, Michael Lawler, said that in his 27 years as an attorney, he had never heard of a judge applying guidelines that was different from what was spelled out. All right, quote, I can count on one hand, not even one, the number of times a judge has come in and said, I'm going to apply a different guidelines calculation, and this is the first time you're hearing about it. U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols, a Donald Trump appointee, said that the enhancement should apply in this case. Quote, based on the government's brief and the victim's impact statement, it's as clear as day to me that the sentencing enhancement applies here. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this defendant had been released on pretrial release pending a child solicitation case in Texas when he went to the Capitol ready for violence, armed with bear spray and a metal whip, prosecutors say. Look at this deranged and dangerous thug right here, ladies and gentlemen. He sprayed officers to hold the line with bear attack repellent spray 4 times. He attacked an officer with a metal whip and threw a water bottle at the police line before scaling a wall, authorities said. He entered the Capitol through the Senate wing door soon after its initial breach and wandered around the building for 20 minutes, brandishing his metal whip. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we say MAGA are all a bunch of domestic terrorists. Whether we play MAGA or not, or we talk about January 6th, it's always MAGA that's causing harm to this country. It's disgusting, it's evil, it's filthy, and you all should be embarrassed and ashamed of yourself. But we know you're not. So guess what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Join me in giving this so-called patriot, this fake patriot Andrew, what he deserves. Another round of boos and shame.
Silence! You never demon!
All right, and because he has been arrested, convicted, and we're waiting on the sentencing, and we know it's going to be good, let's send this so-called soldier off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that, MAGA? Donald Trump said it was him who summoned the National Guard. Right? It wasn't Nancy Pelosi, it was him. And the funny thing is, he said, you don't represent our country. So let's replay everything that led up to January 6th. You went there because Donald Trump lied to you and told you the election was rigged. He sent you an invitation. You get there and you followed his orders only to realize you were breaking the law. And once you were caught breaking the law, he sent the National Guard to come round you up, all right, and told you you don't represent our country. Congratulations, MAGA. Once again, you've played yourself. The funniest thing that I think is going on right now, and it's unfortunate too, is that you all listen to Donald Trump, who we all know is what? A clown. How do you know he's a clown, Zeus? How do you know he's a clown? Well, he does exactly what a clown does. Every day he wakes up and paints his face with makeup, right? You know, just like a clown does. He puts that orange stuff on his face. I sure do look good, don't I, Melania? Clowns put a wig on. He puts that bird's nest on his head, all right? And you've seen the photos that have just came out. It's clearly a bird's nest. Ooh, I look good, Melania, don't I? Yeah, whatever. All right. And then he puts on a diaper. You know, clowns got that thing around their waist. He got a diaper on. Same thing. You know, they got the little clown outfit. What does he do? He puts on that same crumpled blue suit with the red tie. Gets onto his social media platform and lies. And y'all eat it up. I'm going to keep saying it. Donald Trump is running the biggest circus ever known to mankind. And his supporters are all part of the act. I've never seen grown men and women do anything for Donald Trump like this. This is beyond you just like your political candidate. No, you have blind loyalty to this man, even in the midst of people who have actually worked with him telling you, run, danger, run. You knuckleheads continue to support Donald Trump. You're not that intelligent. We're not laughing with you. We're laughing at you. Here he is sitting right now in a courtroom fighting for his life and his freedom. And he goes on national television. I just want to say, Melania, happy birthday. What a clown. What man in the middle of a trial like this, where all his information about all the affairs he's had goes on national television to remind his wife of how much of a piece of junk he is? No one would do this other than this guy, a clown. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump another round of boos and shame. All right, I got to open up the boxes. I'm so sorry. Trying to open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All right, my monologue went a little over, but it's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we get down, all right? Sometimes you got to go a little long to get the point across, all right? And so listen up. If there's a Trump supporter out there and you have dirt on President Joe Biden, the offer still stands. You're more than welcome to come up here. All right. Thank you, Rick. You're more than welcome to come up here and to show us all the dirt you have on Joe Biden. But if you don't have any dirt on Joe Biden, zip it. Stay in the comment section. All right. Because you've lost all credibility. We all know you went to Snuggles University. You're right, DJ. That's what. All right. Thank you for the gifts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Right here. Good morning. I'm assuming this is Snuggles.
I'm a fan of Snuggles.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
Okay. Tell me why you're a fan of that liar.
He doesn't lie.
No.
There are zero convictions.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How many convictions does he have, Mr. Zeus?
He's currently got 88 felony charges. He's in court right now
But
dealing with
zero
34 of
convictions.
them. He's in.
Zero convictions, sir.
Yeah. But what does that have to do with anything? How many cases have actually gone to trial and been
Well, it
completed?
seems to me you haven't gotten any convictions, according to Mr. Snuggles.
Well, would you like to turn on your camera, Mr. Liar? All right, because see, I don't understand why you won't turn on your camera. He's plugging his nose, Jess. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Snuggles. Snuggles is losing so bad that he can't even turn his camera on or come in with his
Zeus,
real
Zeus,
accountability.
Struggle
Zeus,
pancakes.
let me just tell
Struggle
you.
honey buns.
I'm sorry,
Struggle in
my
the
name is
weight.
Steak Winner.
Yeah.
It doesn't match
He's a
your music. You'll have to figure out a new song, Mr. Zeus, because I'm Steak Winner. Okay, because you owe me steaks. So
No.
your struggler thing doesn't work anymore. You got to call me Mr. Steak Winner. Okay, can you find a song for that, bro?
So,
Because you're
you
losing.
see, you see how he
You
eventually
can't even
came out
talk
of that
straight if you
act.
smile, because you
So
know you're losing.
So you see how I broke his act, right? He was acting when
Right?
he got
Yeah,
in the
but I'm Mr.
box,
Steak
but the
Winner.
truth is shredding him to pieces, and now we get the real struggles. All right.
Can you find a song about steaks, bro? Because you're losing. Give me my steaks.
Actually, I'm not winning. Hey, Snuggles, I gotta ask
You
you a
got a
serious
court case
question.
with a Mr.
I gotta ask you
Pecker.
a
How's
serious
that
question,
going?
though, Snuggles. I gotta ask a serious question.
Yeah.
Why would he say happy birthday to his wife right in the middle of all of this? Is that actually
Right,
a
right.
thing?
All over the
Why would it? Yeah,
extortion
would
that
you do that?
I would say happy birthday to my wife with the extortion of Mr. Cohen and a Pornhub and Mr. Pecker. They're all extorting Trump.
Is that what you've
Yeah,
heard?
that's what it is.
Okay.
You
You
guys
know
are
what?
losing your case.
I'll
Can I
give you
tell you,
that.
Mr. Pecker
I'll
was
give you
wait
that.
really quick.
I'll
Mr.
give you
Pecker was
that,
on the
Snuggles. But what about
wait,
Karen McDougal? Can you explain
wait.
what Karen McDougal's
I
role is?
just want to know.
Because she told Trump she doesn't want the
Right,
money. She said,
right,
"I'm not that kind of girl." Remember that?
right.
So
But
you can't say that about her.
but she took the money, right?
No. She said, "I'm not
Oh
that
yeah,
kind
she
of
did. She
girl."
did. She ended
Okay.
up taking the money, bro.
Okay. Not initially. So let's get back to
Oh,
it. Let's get back to it. And then
wait. Mr.
Pecker was
Pecker
at the
said that
White
he
House. Hold on.
right.
Pecker was at the White House, and
Yes.
I hear Donald Trump was signing the checks while at the White House.
Oh, really? What checks?
The
For
ones
his
that he
legal
was
fees?
making, the ones you said she got paid from.
Oh, for his legal fees.
No. To silence
Oh.
these women.
Can I ask you a question about Mr. Pecker and Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was trying to hide that relationship? Why isn't Arnold in any trouble?
Oh, because Arnold wasn't
Oh,
falsifying business records.
Oh, I see. So Arnold doesn't get in trouble. All
No.
these celebrities that he worked for doesn't get in trouble, but Trump does? Is that
Snuggles.
amazing?
Was Arnold falsifying business records?
How do you Yeah.
No.
He wrote checks out just like Trump.
We all agree that
Pecker was working to get his stories, right?
listen,
For
it's dirty
National
what
Enquirer.
Trump did. We all agree, people do that kind of thing. They
Right.
pay hush money.
Everybody else gets off except for Donald Trump.
But you understand?
Oh my God, April, give me a break, April.
Snuggles, Alvin Bragg is charging him for falsifying his business records. All right.
Oh,
and so, with that being said, Snuggles,
yes.
unfortunately, you're wrong
Get
once
your
again.
defense
All right, ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Snuggles what he deserves because he's still a liar, even if he comes in under all these little fake accounts. All right, join me in giving Snuggles another round of booze and shame. What a liar, bro!
Struggle pancakes. Struggle honey buns. Struggle in the weight. Yeah. He's a struggler.
That part, that actually is funny when he says, and he holds that note like that. It just blends in very well in terms of describing who Snuggles is, a struggler. He's never been right, ladies and gentlemen. He's so wrong, he has to go get fake accounts to come into my live and have a conversation with Big Zeus. Snuggles, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Silence. You MAGA demon.
All right, let's bring up our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm sending these Trump supporters straight to the pits of hell. Freedom Knight, are you here to apologize? Yes or no?
No, I'm here to
you're not.
you more. I'm here to insult you more.
You're here to insult me?
More. I'd
Oh.
rather be a MAGA demon than a Biden, than a map fuck kid diddler, a Democrat kid diddler like you.
So you're trying to accuse President Biden of something?
No, I'm accusing you. You're
You're
either
you're
kid
accusing Zeus.
diddler.
You're accusing Zeus. See, look at that, Freedom Knight. Somebody is telling you you've done too much, all right? It looks like you got a call. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Freedom Knight what he deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Freedom Knight another round of boos and shame. He wants to come into the live. You want to come into my live, Freedom Knight, and talk about Zeus? Freedom Knight, that is one of the biggest sins you could ever commit in this kingdom, is to come in and launch a direct attack at Zeus. Have you lost your mind, Freedom Knight? Freedom Knight, stay out of Snuggles' lives, bro. I'm starting to get really concerned. Let's bring up the next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's bring up the next one. Oh, yes. All right. Who do we got here? Truth Sayer, RC. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm all right. That's another day in the kingdom.
You know, Struggles, the only time I've ever heard you tell the truth was you did admit that Trump lost the election fairly to Joe Biden.
Oh, he did?
He did. In Ange's live, I have it on video, thanks to Ange. I have him admitting that Trump lost the election fairly to Joe Biden.
Oh.
It's the only time he's ever told the truth.
Wow. What is that, like 1 in a million?
It's out of all the times I've ever heard him flap his jaw for Trump, lying for Trump, it's the one time he admitted something that was true.
Wow.
Now, I don't know what got into him that day, but he seems to have lost the ability to tell the truth any other time.
Yeah.
Every time he says there's zero convictions. Do you remember a candidacy, John Dean, what's his name? Is Dean, Howard Dean.
Howard Dean, yeah, I remember it. I don't know all the actual details, though. Please elaborate.
Howard Dean's candidacy was basically ended because he screamed awkwardly into a mic talking about going on to the next state. And that was it.
Wow.
Somehow that was enough to end his candidacy.
Wow.
John Edwards, his candidacy was ended because he cheated on his wife and used campaign funds for a haircut.
Wow.
Now, those are Democrats that lost their candidacies over stuff that...
It wasn't a witch hunt?
No. They ended up having to leave, drop out of the race, or basically be, in Edwards' case, be held accountable for what he did.
Yeah.
And those are Democrats that did far, far less than everything we know Trump has done. According to Trump himself, from Trump's own mouth, we know he did these things, right?
Right.
And you know how often I've pointed out the fact that we all know Obama never would have been elected if he had cheated on 3 wives, much less had to pay off an adult film star and a Playboy model to stay quiet about affairs he had on one of those wives while they were pregnant.
Right.
And it's a wonder why she's not in court with him today. But anyway, I don't understand how we've fallen so far, or at least the so-called Christians in this country have fallen so far that they back a man like Trump, who is the antithesis of everything they've claimed to be for decades.
Right.
The moral majority, give me a break. You don't have any credibility when you back a man like Trump.
Zero.
After all this talk about family values under George W. Bush, I don't know if you remember that nonsense.
Yeah, I do. I remember all of that nonsense.
Going after Bill Clinton for a consensual affair that he did not commit any crimes while actually engaging in. And because he testified and lied about that affair, they got him on perjury.
Wow.
Now, does anybody think Trump has told the truth about his affairs and that he would tell the truth under oath?
Anyone out there think that? Anyone out there believe that?
Has he ever been under oath and actually answered questions?
Nope.
I mean, he pled the fifth 500 times. You know, you talk about a poor memory.
How many times did he lie during his administration? Isn't there a number out there?
It was like over 30,000 confirmed.
Wow. So he's a known liar, he's a serial cheater.
So, I mean, at this point, I'm just basically like, if you're going to support Trump, you're telling me that you think it's okay for everything he's done, from being a racist, misogynistic, pathological, lying, narcissistic grifter to abusing and defaming women, that you think it's just fine that he tried to overturn the election and deny a peaceful transfer of power, that you think it's fine that he gains immunity as president. Well, I got a little news for you. If they make Trump immune, can't Biden just turn around and literally take out Trump and take out the Supreme Court? If the Supreme Court says a president is immune, can't that president remove that Supreme Court?
Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Freaking dumb do they think we are? So
they think we're as dumb as
democracy,
them.
If they really think they're just going to burn down democracy, then we're going to be here to make sure that it's rebuilt in the way we want it, rather than the authoritarian fascists that love Trump. Because if you think you're going to tear down our constitutional republic and not have a fight coming, you got something. You got a surprise in store. I'm telling you.
Tell them.
Do not underestimate us. I saw somebody talking about meeting us on the battlefield. Guess what? The Confederates already lost once, and we will make sure you lose again. Thank you for letting me go over my time. I appreciate it. You have a good one.
No problem. No problem. Happy Friday to you. All right, RC.
Happy
Let's
Friday.
go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother RC a round of applause. No lies detected. You see this, MAGA? This is a show of force. All right. Every day we come here ready with all the facts, and it's an overwhelming situation for you. I know we're cooking those MAGA minds. And that's exactly what I intend to do, because guess what? We're not going to let you do what you did in 2016. Oh, we're on to your little shenanigans, all right? We understand the blind loyalty, and it is not going to work. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. I know, okay, good morning, Shay. How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys in the kingdom?
Hey, we're all right. We're tending to the affairs. You know, these Trump supporters are very, very angry today, and I don't get it. They say they're winning, but they're always angry. You notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that. It's weird, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Usually, people that are winning are happy, right? And not, not taking down our accounts, right?
Yeah.
You guys are acting like, cornered cats, and all you can do, you can't get away, so all you can do is lash out. That's exactly how you're acting.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I get it. They see the writings on the wall, and it's really, really, it's funny.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of interesting. One of the people that are getting indicted in the Arizona fake electors case.
Oh, who? Which one?
Is the former Trump attorney Christina Bobb.
I've heard, yes.
Yeah. Do you know that Bob is also the person that's been put in charge of election integrity in the RNC?
Oh, how ironic. So she knew better.
Well, yeah. So they literally just appointed her to the election, and because Laura Trump took over the RNC, right?
Yeah, this is going to get interesting.
Yeah, so she has placed Christina Bobb in charge of election integrity for the RNC. He just got indicted in Arizona for trying to steal the election for Trump in Arizona.
That's like putting a wolf in the hen house, huh?
Yeah, I mean, this is your party, Trumpies.
Wow.
Right here.
Yeah.
What, election integrity, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. And it doesn't mean anything to you? Yeah, okay. See, this is the problem.
Someone said it doesn't mean anything to him?
Yeah. Somebody said it doesn't mean anything. Of course it doesn't.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because you don't actually care about election integrity. All you care about is winning. So you're good. You're good for cheating.
Well, maybe she'll say the same thing when them handcuffs are placed on them, huh? They don't mean nothing. These just some handcuffs. Just a little jail cell.
Oh, absolutely. And Rudy Kaludi, dirty in the booty, right?
Oh, Rudy. It's just, it don't mean nothing. I like that. I'm going to use that.
Nothing?
I'm going to use that with Shay. I'm going to tell him, this DOJ that Biden has, that don't mean nothing. He'll get through it. Yeah, good one. See how I take what they do? Yeah.
And so you got old Rudy. going, oh well, I didn't have much to do with Arizona. I was mainly, in Georgia and Pennsylvania and Michigan.
No, we'll let the facts tell us that, Rudy. We won't take your word. Trust me, we'll let the facts lead us.
With Arizona, but I was over here. That it's. I mean, they're just saying it out loud because there's nothing else they can do. He's like, what? I got another indictment.
It's over. It's over for these people. They're going to be in court the rest of their lives. They're going to either be in court or jail the rest of their lives, and they will be broke. Yeah. That's just how the cookie crumbles, MAGA. You can't send them enough money.
And so, who interfered with the election again, MAGA? Who tried to steal the election again, MAGA? Who tried to rig the election again, MAGA?
Ooh, the answer is MAGA.
Yeah. They got caught. So here's the thing. You need to wake up. You got a clown, as Zeus tells you, puts a bird's nest on his head, paints himself orange, and stands in front of the cameras and tells you, without facts, that this is what's happened, right? And the other preposterous thing that you need to be thinking about is, remember how he always says fake news, fake news?
Yeah. Good morning, Christina. Yes.
One of the things that you should get out of this trial, whether he wins or loses, is the fact that he is the creator of fake news.
Yeah.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
Do you see that he is actually the creator of fake news? That's what's coming out of this. He absolutely worked with David Pecker, the head of the National Enquirer, to do dirt and lies on his political opponents. He created fake news in order to win the election.
Wow.
So again, wake up. The charlatan is doing what he says is going on the other side. He says they are rigging it. They are fake news. Meanwhile, he's the one that is rigging it and is creating the fake news.
Boom. And we got the evidence.
Do you see it? Are you waking up just a little bit to understanding that you are absolutely been bamboozled by this guy? I mean, I don't know what else to do with you. I mean, it's clear. It's in your face. It's slapping you over and over. It's kind of like, it's kind of like you're on a ship and you're like, oh, it's not bad. It's not bad weather out here, but yet the waves are just slapping you in the face over and over. And you're like, nah, it's not bad weather. It's going to be fine. My ship's not going to return anytime. No.
Exactly.
This is fine.
Tell them, Shay.
I'm going to get to that shore, God darn it. I'm going to get there, I mean, come on.
Tell them, Shay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm trying to help you guys so that you understand. You're going to lose this election once again. And maybe in 2028, you can actually put someone in that actually stands for what you are, what you want, okay? An actual conservative.
Maybe, and that's a big maybe.
Yeah, that's a big maybe because your party's tearing itself out from the inside out. And I knew it was going to happen. So many of us have called it that Donald Trump will be the end of the Republican Party.
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
Good luck, because it takes decades to rebuild. So anyway, love you guys in the kingdom. That's all I had to say.
Okay. All right. And have a great rest of your day. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Let's give it up to the beautiful Shay. No lies detected. All right. So listen, you notice that the Trump supporters, they're on their heels right now because they know the end is upon them. There's really nothing else left to debate, MAGA. Someone asked me what evidence. Maybe you're not paying attention to this trial that's going on in New York. Maybe you haven't read the indictments, MAGA, but if I were you, I would get real intimate and familiar with those indictments, all right? Because you don't want to be caught off guard when he gets locked up, all right? Trust me, it's going to rock your world, all right? Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. I'm not naming the evidence. I told you where to go look. Not Nick Elbag. Greetings.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. This is our first time doing business.
It certainly is.
All right, I got to ask you some questions, all right? And then after that, I'll give you your 3 minutes, all right? First question is, in your opinion, was the 2020 election rigged?
Are you out of your mind? No, it wasn't.
No, I'm not out of my mind. Are you out of your mind?
No, it was
All
definitely
right.
not.
Thank you. All right. Next question. Who would you say is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th?
The man, the orange man.
All right. You get it right. Okay, you back that one. Last and final question. Do you think Joe Biden is guilty of any crimes?
Absolutely not. And if
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. He passed all of them. All right. Not Nick. I'll call you Nick. All right. What do you got for us this bright and early, my good friend?
I came up for two reasons. The first reason, I just wanted to thank you. You are a legend. You really are. And I'll tell you why you're a legend, Zeus. You are not the 1930 German citizens that's fighting for you're doing exactly what the 1930 German citizens should have done when they were fighting fascism. They weren't fighting fascism. That's why we got to the Holocaust. You are protecting us from going to a second Holocaust, buddy.
Wow.
And you are so valuable, and thank you. I praise people like you.
Thank you. That was good. I mean, I didn't think of it like that, but I appreciate it.
Well,
Seriously.
You know what? My family went through fascism in 1930, 1940 Europe. So they taught me everything I need to know. And the orange piece of garbage is that's exactly what he's doing. He's following that playbook. You know, this election is we're fighting. It's the election between fascism and democracy. Either you're for fascism or you're for democracy. End of story.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about the Supreme Court? Because I got a thinking on this, but how do you feel about how they're going to roll?
In terms of the immunity thing, the case?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I don't think they're going to actually give Donald Trump immunity, but I do believe they're going to continue to help him out when it comes to delaying this trial.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know why they want to do that. I think they're trying to make it look like they're not interfering with the election. But at the same time, I also recognize that this is probably the one time in American history where we do need to get clarity on this. And so perhaps that might be why it's taking a little longer.
Right.
You know, because we got to make sure the next person that's in office doesn't try to do what Trump did, right? We got to get this resolved at some point.
Yeah, what I'm worried about is the next guy that comes in that's a lot smarter than this guy. That's what I'm worried about, because what he showed us is what he can get away with that no other president got away with. He showed us how vulnerable our democracy is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I
You're
mean,
right.
That's really why I came up. I just wanted to say, basically just wanted to pat you on the back and say,
well, thank you, brother.
It's over, MAGA. It really is. Thank you very much, bro.
All right, Nick. Oh my God, that's funny. All right, and I appreciate that. All right, come on back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give brother Nick a round of applause. No lives protected. See, that's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that hard, honestly, to get in the box and to tell the truth and to shame the devil. Yeah, we do have to get out here and combat the misinformation and the disinformation on a regular basis. I didn't want to do this. I never planned or intended to do this when I got on this app, TikTok, right? I got on here to really just kind of promote my music. But once it became crystal clear that there was a situation in this country with Donald Trump and his supporters where they chose to believe evil and corruption and lies over things that I knew within myself, within my soul were true, I said, oh no, we're not doing another 4 years, not without a fight. Nuh-uh. We're not doing another January 6th. And ever since then, not just me, but a lot of other people on this app, we've been standing shoulder to shoulder, pushing back against every single narrative that MAGA has tried to push on this app, right? We all deserve a round of applause. The reason Trump supporters don't like to send Zeus guest requests anymore like they used to is because, number one, they know we've heard every single conspiracy theory that they can come up with. We get them before they even get them, right? And then we debunk them right there in real time for them. And we send them packing, so they don't want to get in the box and embarrass themselves anymore. They're thinking a little more, how can we outsmart Zeus? The only way you can outsmart Zeus is to tell the truth, MAGA. Other than that, we're going to expose you for what you are. You can't hide behind being Christians anymore. You can't hide behind being patriots anymore. We know where all your hiding spots are, and we're smoking you out. Let's bring up our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Miss Boss Diva, my partner in crime. How are you doing?
Zeus, what is going
Oh, you want to talk to Zeus,
today?
Heather? Let's go. All right. It's going all right, Miss Boss Diva.
Yeah,
Send a guest request, Heather.
I kind of wanted to, talk about this here situation going on with the
jump scare.
What's going on with this flippity floppity do going on here? Obviously, you talk about his bird nest every single day, right?
I told you. Right. Cole, Stan, let's go.
Oh, thank you, Cole, baby. Cole as the days. It's Cole as the days, Zeus. I've been meaning to correct you on her name for so long now.
How is it?
It's Cole as the days.
Cole as the days. Why do I keep
you call it Cole Stead.
Let me see that again.
It's cold as the days.
Oh, you're right. Cold as the days.
So I just call her Cole. Yeah, I just call her Cole.
We gotta get it right.
Everywhere on these streets. Better believe that. Shout out Cole, baby.
Shout out Cole. Oh my God, Cole as the days. You're right.
Yeah. I felt compelled to talk about the missing patches going on. Dude is going through some serious problems, yo.
Yeah, that's stress.
That stress is kicking his behind.
Does he put the makeup up there too, or no?
No. You see how pink it is? Look like a a baby pink mouse or something. A newborn mouse.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah. So he looking real rough and rugged these days. If one of y'all Trump supporters out there, do makeup, y'all might want to go and help your Orange Jesus, because he out here looking whooped up.
He sure is. He sure is. And this is who they worship.
Oh, Heather, you getting all upset because I'm talking about your Orange Jesus, girl.
Yeah. Heather, you want to talk to us? Is there something you want to get off your chest, Heather?
Yeah, you can come on up after me, sister. You know what I mean? Get it on off your chest. Tell Zeus how you feel.
Yeah, Heather, go get your main account and stop playing with us. Go get your main account.
Oh, she can't come up. Oh, wait. She don't have enough followers on. Oh, Heather.
She's a struggler, too.
You a struggler.
Heather, this one's for you, Heather.
Struggling the weight. Yeah.
You both thing.
He's a struggler.
Both thing, girl. You need to go sit your special behind down and back up off the keyboard, sister.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, go get your main account.
Yeah. Because you're in here and embarrassing yourself, Heather. Seriously.
Yeah.
At this point, how long has TikTok been around? You only got how many followers? 100 followers?
Hey, you know what, Paul Mitchell? I got a job. Dragging your ass to hell. That's my job. You understand me? And that's how I get down every single day. You can follow me if you want to. Hey.
Tell them, Boss Steve. I don't understand why they're so upset if they're winning.
Oh, I ain't triggered about nothing. I'm happy as a lark.
I'm happy too, but they're upset, even though they say they're winning.
Some fool in the comments talking about I'm triggered.
Oh.
You know what, fool? You can't tell the difference between Operation Exposed. You are freaking
trash.
You're trash.
Him and Big John
and you.
Wow.
I would say some other things, but it's pretty early in the morning. I'll wait till the night when it's time to really drag. Come on over to Union Gang, Operation Exposed.
I would love to see that.
Come on over there. We'll take good care of you over there.
All right. I would love to see that, Miss Boss Diva. Would you like to go over to Union Gang later today? And
would you like to? Would you? Could you? Would your little girlfriend, sister, mama, grandma, girlfriend let you do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever you married to.
You're in good hands over there, Operation. Just going over there, all right? And I would definitely go in there and be there just to witness.
Yeah, because we always have room for Zeus.
Yeah.
So he'll be on the panel. We'll be on the panel.
Yeah.
We can just have a nice little Operation Exposed session. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go tonight. Be there, be square, Operation Exposed.
Yeah.
Anyway, much love to you, Zeus. Thank you so much for having me up.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to have a laugh at this fool's hairdo. You know what I mean?
It's funny. It's so funny.
Take care, love. I love you very much.
All right, love you too. All right, love you too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva who exposed Operation Exposed. All right, see Operation Exposed. We're not shying away from what you're doing. All right, we're bringing the truth to your doorsteps. All right, when it's all said and done, Operation Exposed, you won't be an operation, but you will be exposed. They make it so easy. All right, see you in Union Gang, Operation Exposed. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen, to our next panelists. All right, who do we have next? All right, good morning, the beautiful Ange.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Oh, look at that, Angelina unlocked.
Yep.
I love it.
Kind of hiding, but also alter ego is coming out.
Okay, I love it.
I've had enough of these people, but I got something exciting to show you. All right, hold on a second. Why is this not? Okay, here we go.
Spill the beans.
Here we go. Give Angelina unlocked 1 second.
Heather, go get your main account. Oh, wow.
Look at this.
Wow.
And you want to know something? She came
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, Rosie
You all met her.
She came into Attackings Live because she saw my picture of Trump sitting there sleeping in the courthouse.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And since since she's from New York, she gave us quite an earful about Donald Trump, his years and years of just being a con man, and how he attacked her. They attacked her with the National Enquirer back in the day. David Pecker and crew. She had, she said that Trump is the worst man in the country. And she's definitely fighting with us.
Thank you, Rosie, for telling the truth and helping us stand up against Donald Trump and his cult.
Yep.
All right.
It was so cool.
DJ.
Oh, that's my DJ.
Tell him.
So, it was just the coolest thing. She came in, and I guess she is mutuals with Shay. So that's how she scrolled on in. And, I mean, I just, I kind of fangirled a little bit. But, she came in specifically to trash on Trump with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a treat. What a treat. Let's go. Thank you, Rosie. And amazing, Ange. Congratulations, Attacking. Wow.
Yes.
What a show of force.
Is Attacking in here? I mean, we got to give it to him. He brought...
Where is Attacking?
I don't know. He's made some videos, so if you go to his page... He's got videos. She's so genuine, so easy to talk to.
Wow.
Wonderful woman. But really, that's all I had to offer this morning.
Okay,
but this was exciting. So I had to share.
Having Rosie O'Donnell join your live and also engage in conversations about what we talk about on a regular basis, which is how dangerous Donald Trump is. Wow.
It was oh my goodness.
There you go, DJ. Go for it. Look at that.
Lord have mercy.
Look at that. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. It's like it's my birthday or something, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you to Shay, because I got to give her the props. She's mutuals with her, so I think that's why Rosie scrolled on in.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, we had a great time bashing on Trump with her. She has a long history with him. So, but again, very like Kevin said in the comments, she's very genuine, and it was a good time. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
All right, well, listen, Ange.
Well, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, all right. And as
Thanks,
always, it's a oh, look at that. You're just on time.
Just on time. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Ange. Big John, silence you, MAGA demon. All right, I seen a MAGA demon out there. Craig, come on up in the box, Craig, and have a conversation with Zeus real quickly, if you don't mind. I would love to understand why you want to continue to worship Donald Trump and smell his dirty diapers, Craig. Craig, I sent you an invite. Stop putting all that fake support for Donald Trump in my chat and be a man and get up here and defend your cult leader, Craig. All right, you need me 7 days a week? Oh my gosh. I used to do 7 days a week, and then someone said, Zeus, you need to take a break. Craig, I sent you an invite. Be a man, Craig. All right? You know what it is, Craig? You're like your cult leader. You're terrified. You're scared, Craig. You know the moment you get in this box, it's going to be downhill, huh? You do know that, right? Because I'm not talking about all that fake stuff you're putting in that comment section. I'm going to go straight for the jugular. What's going on in that courtroom with him? What's going on with all these gag order violations? What's going on with all these rallies being canceled, Craig? If Donald Trump is so strong and there's power in his name, Craig, why can't he save himself from these prosecutions, or as you like to call them, persecutions, Craig? And I'll tell you why. Because he's a clown, and you worship him, and there's no power with those clowns. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving loser Craig what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. Craig, go ahead and eat your Happy Meal, Craig.
Silence! You never demon!
Good morning, Nutty Professor. How are you doing, my friend?
What's going on, brother? So I got a question.
Yes. This is a good place to ask him.
Is this what we're gonna do now? Are you really referring to yourself as Big Zeus now?
Yeah.
Big Zeus. Big
Zeus. That's right. Yeah. But you don't gotta. Don't worry about that. That's not for you, Nutty.
I will tell you this. So to piggyback off of Ange. So Rosie, she did mention your name.
Oh, really?
So she has seen your live.
Oh, really? That's
and she's like Zeus. She's like, yeah, the Zeus character. He is a handsome guy. She's like, but Nutty, you are the handsome guy.
Okay. I knew he was going somewhere. Nutty.
So
Nutty, stop it. I knew you were going somewhere with that nonsense. All right, I knew it.
But listen.
Cut it out.
Zeus. We keep hearing these demons. They want to defend Donald Trump's statement when he's talking about the tiki torch carrying march over in Charlottesville.
Right.
They want to defend the statements. That's not what he meant. This is what he meant. Blah 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 blah. But now after the statement from I think it was yesterday.
The Charlottesville,
yes. How can you now argue that he didn't mean what he said when there are good people on both sides?
Yeah.
After yesterday.
Yeah. That's why
every single day in your monologue.
Yeah.
One of the things that you play, and if you can play it right now, interrupt me and play it. If you complain all the time and don't like our country, that clip right there.
Yeah. This is how we do it.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
So, Zeus, here's the interesting thing. We all have been ignoring this, but isn't he the one that's complaining all the time?
Yes.
Every time we see this clown on television, and he's supposed to be running for president, is he telling us what he wants to do to better America, or is he complaining? So when I hear Joe Biden on television, I don't like everything the man says, but what is the man talking about? He's talking about the soul of this nation. He's talking about how to better American lives. He's talking about how to better American foreign policy. He is talking about everything that he's supposed to be talking about other than himself. He's not getting on TV saying, this is a witch hunt. Y'all went after my son Hunter. Y'all showed his ding-a-ling all on the congressional floor. He's not doing any of that.
Nope. Ooh.
But yet, y'all people want to continue to say that, especially Snuggles. Listen, brother, Snuggles. You are getting so intolerable. I would much rather be in a room with HVAC, and that's saying a whole lot.
You're not
Because
lying.
at least HVAC owns his ignorance. He owns it. He owns it. So, Snuggles, do better, my guy. Because you're not a bad person. You like to get on here and you like to. This is a character that you like to display. You're not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy, y'all. Really, he isn't.
He's deranged.
He's very deranged.
Yeah, he's drinking the Kool-Aid, the Fool-Aid, as they call it. He sips on that Fool-Aid like it's dirty, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what he does.
Yes, sir. Listen, all I gotta say is that from now until November, Zeus, the one gentleman that got in here and gave you your props, we are all Antifa, or at least we all should be Antifa.
Yep.
I'm very proudly Antifa.
Tell them,
I wear that mantle. I wear that mantle on my forehead saying I am Antifa and I'm proud of it. And you know what? Black lives do matter.
Yep.
Because those are the two things that really trigger these people.
Yeah.
That especially the BLM.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. But we all know BLM was peaceful. BLM was a peaceful movement. But there were some bad actors that day.
Well, no, Zeus, there are good people on both sides, remember?
Oh, well, that's true. That part too.
There are good people. So in closing, sir, I agree with the gentleman. Keep doing what you're doing. I told you this yesterday. Keep doing what you're doing. You are making a difference. And April runs a good live. Ange runs a phenomenal live right before your live.
Yeah.
She actually cuts her lives off and tells everyone to come over here.
Oh, Ange, thank you.
So, DJ, I listen, all of these people that y'all see in these boxes, y'all, these are national treasures. These are national treasures because it's the people who keep our democracy alive.
Amen.
So, in closing, I'm going to say this and I'm out. I am Antifa.
All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Nutty Professor No Lies Detective. You hear that, MAGA? It's over for all of you. There will never, ever be a Trump anything other than Trump being in prison the rest of his natural life. And we mean it, and we're very, very serious. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Good morning, April. How are you doing, April? How are you doing, my good friend? How are you doing? Are you there, April? April, going once. Uh-oh. Going twice. All right, April. All right. April, I guess that your connection isn't working. All right. Stick the ruler. Good morning, my friend. Sticky fingers. Oh, Queen Flea. I guess I selected better. Yes, how's it going, Queen? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm getting my front wall power wash to paint.
Okay.
But
you're painting.
Yeah. I'm gonna paint later, but look.
What does that say? Free eggs?
No, fresh.
Fresh eggs. I'm sorry. Let's go, fresh eggs. 50 cents for some fresh eggs. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyways,
You're selling those for 50 cents?
Yeah, because I don't have any cartons.
Oh, okay. Listen, any Trump supporters need some eggs? Any Trump supporters?
No,
because
I've got rotten eggs. I've got rotten eggs for them.
Oh. But you know, it's funny. It's funny because they said they can't afford those eggs. That's pretty cheap, though.
Yeah, there's my doggy. Anyways, I really want to talk about women's rights, what's going on in this world. I find it really upsetting that my life's work has been completely negated by what we call our Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And, we're going to be, not only is May 1st is a traditional May Day for workers' rights and standing up for workers. So,
right.
I'm going to be, protesting and striking on May Day. Also, I think there's another day in June that they're trying to make it to be where for women's rights as well. June 20. Oh, the anniversary, the second anniversary.
Right.
Oh, here's my beautiful irises.
The flowers. Oh yes, the flowers. Let's go.
Yes. And I would take you back to see Zeus, but I've got
Where's
that
he at?
MAGA Wi-Fi. I've got that MAGA Wi-Fi. I think it's not going to come. Okay, let me know how it's working.
My
But
good friend Zeus, the rooster.
I know he is such. I said he rules the roost, Zeus.
As he should. All
He
right.
rules the
As
roost.
he
Here's my badass 26 miles to the gallon limited Dodge.
That looks way better than anything clickbait could ever afford, Queen.
I kind of have it lowered. I have it lowered because I'm Mexican, you know.
Okay, yeah,
Nobody believes me, but I am.
Fine.
I picked up 2 pomelos from this tree this morning. Yeah.
Wow.
Rich.
You pick them every morning or every other morning? Wow.
Yeah. I get 26 miles per gallon because it's an eco.
We're losing signal. It's an eco.
And then
diesel.
I go to my Morongo. Yeah, eco diesel. So how's my signal going? So I got some more irises here. Oh, shit. Okay, so that's one rooster pen.
Okay.
But then that's where.
That's where Zeus is.
Hold on.
Where's Zeus at?
Zeus is out here. That might be him.
Oh, okay. That might be him. I see something way in the midst back there. Wow. Wow.
That's my property all the way to the white fence. Then I've got a view of the horses, and my neighbors have horses.
Wow.
And then tour bus, the band's back. Hey, the band's back together, Zeus. Look, Zeus, the band's back together.
Oh, wow.
The tour bus.
Wow, let's go, Queen. You don't come across like a lazy liberal, Queen Lee. That's quite interesting.
I had 2 careers. Remember, I had 2 careers, and now I'm a farmer.
Oh.
Now I'm a farmer.
Oh. Well, listen, you're doing an excellent job, all right? You really are.
I'm also Antifa.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm an administrator in the Antifa. Oh, my God. You know what? You know I have to deal with the MAGA demon.
What's that? When?
You know. Okay, so one of the people that my partner's friend, I overheard him saying he was interviewing that POS Kyle Rittenhouse for his Amosexual podcast.
What?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And so I had a real big row.
Yeah.
Because of it.
Wow.
You know how guys are in the doghouse?
Yeah.
I'm in the kitty litter box.
I like it. Now let's go. Tell them. Well, I hope you made the right decision and did what was right to prevent that MAGA demon from spreading his rhetoric anywhere else. All right, Queen?
Absolutely. I cannot stand that stuff. I understand that these people have these so-called Second Amendment rights, but what about the rights of our children to be able to go to school without being scared?
Amen. I agree. Well, listen, I got to move it along, all right, Queen?
Yes.
But it was a pleasure checking in with you.
Power to the people.
All right, power to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Queen a round of applause. No lies detected.
Thanks for the gift.
Look at that. You're very famous out here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. Okay, April, you are back. All right, let's go ahead, try to get through a few more panelists. Are you there, April?
Can you hear me now?
I can. How are you doing?
Thank goodness. I'm like, what's going on? So yay, I got this account back. You know,
Good.
they got my main. This was shut down this morning. In the middle of the night, they decided, hey, no live. but I peeled,
Really?
got it. Yeah, out of, us truth tellers,
Wow.
that they can't handle it. If we say anything bad about Trump, they just lose their crap. They can't deal with it.
Wow. Yeah,
It's getting ridiculous, Zeus. I mean,
yeah.
we work so hard for our platforms, our main pages, and look what happens because they can't handle it.
They can handle the truth, but that's
They
what
can't
we're gonna
handle it.
keep giving it to them anyway. That's why make your backup accounts and keep on moving.
That's
Right?
got to keep on trucking. I got my third up,
Let's
so
go. Let's go.
we got to keep the fight going. What I
Yep.
wanted to address just really quick because Snuggles mentioned my name when I went, oh my God. So I want to talk, as soon as I started following you, when you used to let everyone up in the panels and all,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and then when all the bets started going, about the stakes and all, is it not Snuggles? First it was, uh, he will never be charged.
Right.
He pushed that out. Then he said, there'll never be a court. He'll never go to court for it.
Right.
Pushed it out.
Right.
And now it's on to convictions, correct?
Right. Right. Right.
Don't take that man to Vegas ever. Don't take that man to Vegas. He don't know when to sit down.
Nope.
Don't take that man to Vegas.
It's sad we're under these circumstances and he still is holding out hope for Trump to somehow be victorious in all of this. Right?
They can't figure out why we call it a cult.
Yeah.
And when you have attacks like I've been getting lately,
Yeah.
attacks in the comment, everything in messages, these people, if you say anything about Trump, they lose their
Yeah.
they can't handle it, Zeus.
Wow.
And do I care if they talk about Biden?
No.
No. Talk about Biden all you want.
Yeah.
But where do you take that as your personality? Like, we're
Right.
attacking you. It's Trump we're trying
Yeah.
to stop,
Yeah.
not you.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm tired, Zeus.
Yeah.
Getting tired, man. We fighting every day. I've got to keep fighting till November. Got to keep the energy up because we have to tell these people exactly what's going on because we know
Yep.
they don't hear it.
A majority
Family
of
list.
people don't watch the news. They get their information off the internet, right? And so it's very important that we continue to share what's really going on with those who are following, like you just said, April. Seriously.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point it's ridiculous
Yeah,
when you
G
can
man.
actually show these people evidence
Yep.
and they say they don't care.
Mm-mm. No, no, no.
They
The
they
only
they
thing they
don't
care about
care,
is Trump.
Zeus.
Yeah, the only thing they care about is getting Trump reelected. They don't care about laws, all right? They don't care about whether or not he's not, he's being a Christian or anything like that. They don't care. Whatever it
It's
takes.
I just don't understand that logic. But I
Yeah.
just wanted to come up and say thank you, Nutty, for mentioning me. I had fun talking to Rosie last night too.
Oh, you talked to her too? Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I hopped in there for a split second because I had to give her props for calling out.
G-Man.
Oh, G-Man!
Tell him.
I had to give Rosie her props for calling out Trump from the get-go in the
Yeah.
80s.
Thank you, G-Man. All right, tell him. Well, listen. Oh, my goodness.
All right, I'm going to let you go, but I just wanted to tell Nutty, appreciate you for recognizing the hard work like me and Zeus does every day.
Every day.
To try to push the truth out and inform people. Have a great
Exactly.
day, dear.
All right, you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful April No Lies Detected. Oh my goodness, we got to get up out of here real soon, ladies and gentlemen. All right, stick the ruler. I knew it. All right. Sorry
Good morning. How you doing, Zeus?
Good morning. How are you doing, brother?
Man, I'm on top of a roof right now, so let me make it quick.
Okay.
MAGA. Yeah, MAGA. Check this out, MAGA. We've already went over it this morning in Miss Straight Facts Live, but I'm going to go over it again. Right now, you guys are supporting and soon to be voting for a racist. There's no other reason that you're voting for them, and for those MAGAs that say that they're not racist, then you need to stop aligning with racists. Okay?
Bingo.
That's first thing. Second thing, when you go to talk about economy,
yep,
and then we kill you on the facts of the economy,
right?
You switch over and you asked about racism. So it's weird that we're back on racism when we were talking about the economy and the facts of the economy.
Right.
That's number 2.
Yep.
Number 3, we talk about what Trump has done for the African American community.
Right.
You will tell me, well, he gave the most to HBCUs.
Oh my
250 million. But in actuality, in my mind, I thought a B, when we're talking about money, was more than an M.
Yeah.
Joe Biden and the Harris administration have given up $7 billion towards HBCUs. So, with that being said, if you can't come in with facts, if you can't win the argument with facts, stop pivoting towards racism, because racism is what you guys actually deal in.
Yeah.
That's your talking point. That's what you're trying to do. We see it. We seen what happened on January 6th. We're reminded every day by Zeus what happened on January 6th.
Exactly.
We're not falling for it.
Nope.
So with that being said, I don't even have to go my 3 minutes. I'm going to give it back to the kingdom. I'm going to get back to work.
All right.
And I'm going to do what I have to do. And I appreciate you, Zeus, for letting me up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Stick the Ruler.
All right, now, Zeus.
Detected. All right.
Have a good day in the kingdom, sir.
All right, you too. And happy Friday, my brother. All right.
Happy Friday.
All right, let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we'll bring up our next panelist. Good morning, G-Man. How are you doing, G-Man?
Wow, how you doing, Zeus?
I'm all right. How are you?
I can make it short and sweet, man. I'm independent for the white wingers.
Yes,
this is the group you got to concern about. Plus, I never liked that draft dog, the bigoted heathen from Queens, New York, from the get-go. So I'm born and raised in New York. We try to tell you what the get-go and anybody about not just him. And you need to learn all your politicians you got to vote for. Any controversy and all this stuff. Now, besides that draft dog that on it, but no, you into more to your feelings. You know his scandals, controversy. You don't want to admit it on it. At the same time, including this live, Ange live, other people are more left leaning than I am. Well, you always do over talk loud, all the disrespectful and all that. Because you just ashamed of yourself. You know, you just don't want to hear the truth. Like one creator called it facto tolerance, man. I'm just getting tired of this lie. Getting tired of this lie. Your guys doing the same old script. It's like the script you always do. Everybody lie. Can they create your new?
Yeah.
You know, there's some true Republicans. They follow me. They're concerned about the country more than their party. They're understandable. This independents worry about the direction of this country just as well. And I do not know everything. I'm a man. At least I'm a man to admit that. Adult admit that. I learned the people that's not smaller than me, regardless of what they look, race, nationality, sex, and all this stuff. If they know more, I get me informed. And if in doubt, check it out. They do your research.
Bingo.
If you have it out. But that's it. They do that. But even Biden had some flaws about this ban of TikTok or something.
No man is perfect, right?
Nobody, exactly. No man is perfect, but please, people, vote with your conscience with this country dire straight mentality. Because I know about Trump. He don't care about anybody but himself.
Bingo.
But Zeus, thank you for your time. I always learn from you and DJ and everybody that left leaning. I never too old to know. I be 6-0 with you, and I still never too old to lose no things. Thank you, all your creators that large and small in between. Peace, my brother.
Peace, my brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to G-Man. All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta wrap it up and get up out of here. All right, I know. Sorry, I know I gotta leave. All right, but listen. We got other affairs to tend to in the kingdom. But before I get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, let's first give yourselves a round of applause, all right? What an What an excellent show today. You know, people say I need to do 7 days a week. I'll look into that, right? But it's, you know, that takes a lot out of Zeus to do 7 days. But if I'm required to do it, I just might. All right. But I want to give a special round of applause to all of the panelists, all right, to all of the subscribers, to the gifters, and my moderators. You do an excellent job helping to keep this show exciting, engaging, and entertaining, all right? It really wouldn't be what it is without all of you, all right? But let's give one more final round, ladies and gentlemen. One more final round of booze and shame. For the Zeus haters out there, you know exactly who they are. These are our haters, our critics, and our detractors. They get out here on TikTok, and they peddle misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. They promote evil, hatred, racism, and bigotry on behalf of Donald J. Trump. Let's give them our final rounds of booze and shame. Get them out of here. All right, and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Take care and stay safe. And don't do nothing I wouldn't do out here on these TikTok streets, all right? Happy Friday, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you once again. Let's go!
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus.
RC Dubs, thank you. Have a great one, everyone. Happy Friday. Cool. Thank you, Boss Demon. You got me on the right path with the April. Thank you.
Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus.
I make my own rules.
I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flyer than an eagle, I got bread on me too.
Nathan Mom, I see ya. Jeffrey, I see ya. Slick and Slick, Sound Chaser, Takesha, I see you. Let's go. ABC, I see ya. Lady Rima, alright. G-Fat, Mystica, Off Limits. Alright, I'll see y'all in the other kingdoms. Woo, Cole, I got ya. Alright, Angelina, woo, I'm the winner. Yeah, PA. I saw you. I'll get you next time. Come on back. Dark Jazzy. Looking good, Jazzy. All right, yeah, a lot of beautiful women in here. All right, I mean, I'm blessed. I really am. Mystica, let's go. All right, G-Man, thank you. I love you all too. Miss Boss D, with the heart. Jazzy. Brother Swerve, nice to see ya. All right, DJ Kitty Cat, cut it out, Angry. Queen Flea, Yazzie. Lady Rima, let's go, let's go. See you Monday, or maybe I'll do something this weekend. You never know. Now I gotta choose. Jackie, let's go.
I didn't make the game of rules.
Cole, yeah, let's go. Miss Bossy, hey, where's Operation Exposed? I hope to see him. Angry Bus Driver. Angry Bus Driver, you take that nonsense somewhere else. All right, don't bring none of that FJB stuff into my show. You bag of demons. Oh, Retribution is done, and thank you, Linda. You rinsed them, and Reggie. All right. Yes, Bama, you're right. Fabulous Joe Biden. Woo, hey, Yazzie, thank you for the train. I saw you on there. Looking good. All right. All right, keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Mary, I see you're real. Here we go.
I just want to find 11,780 loves. This is one more than we have.
Oh, that'll get you a Rico. That'll get you a Rico right there. That perfect phone call. Well, guess what? Let's hit him with the Jack Smith remix. AJ! Let's go, brother.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith. Donald Trump is indicted and they take
one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump.
All right. Let's go ahead and get up out of here, all right?
Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of courage.
Okay. And we're going to keep giving you those badges, Mr. Defendant. All right, now let's drop the bomb.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right. You ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen.